Well, you join me at Monk Lakes. I'm on the members lakes and I'm on Lake Snipe. I'm going to do a 36-hour session, hoping that I can catch a carp, because the last time I came here I blanked. I was only doing day session, by the way. I've been really looking forward to this, getting out on the bank, getting some rods out, catching some carp. It's going to be brilliant. It is winter, so it's going to be tricky, but I'm going to give it a good go. So let's go and get those rods out. Let's go. Well, just got my rods out. I'm happy where they are as well. They went out perfectly fine. First cast, every one, so pretty good. Can't get better than that. I'm fishing in a swim that I fished previously in my autumn vlog video. I actually fished here in the exact same swim just because I knew it would do a few bites then, and I also think it's going to definitely do bites now as well. Even though it's a lot colder, the conditions are a lot more harsh, to say, but it's going to be probably my best chance of catching as well. So that's why I've come here. I've spread my rods out as well. All three of them are all spread all around this swim because I want to make sure that I have a chance of catching at least one. When you put rods together here, you put a load of bait on it, only one rod goes every time. So there's no point of having all three on one spot, or even two. I've tried it in the past and it hasn't worked. I keep trying it and it never works. I don't know why I keep trying it. So the first one on the right hand side, that is about 13 foot short of a bar that runs out from the island. It's a nice firm spot. I've had plenty of bites in the past as well on there, bites in the summer and the autumn as well, so it's a good spot. That is actually on a Ronnie rig on a lead clip, and I've got an ocean fruit 15mm wafter tipped off of a plastic corn. I've done really well on ocean fruits on here, so I've got to have at least one on that. It is a fish meal, but I think it will do bites at the moment. I do think that. And then my middle rod, I've got it in the middle, believe it or not. Yeah, in the middle. Same distance. I think it's about 9 3/4 wraps, and I've got on that an ocean fruit bottom bait tipped off of a 12mm pink fluoro all-nut pop-up. That was a mouthful. The bottom baits are actually my special prepared ocean fruits, which have got red lobster stick mix on them and and a bit of red lobster glug on them as well. Only a little bit, just to make the stick mix stick to it. It is a fishy mix, but I do believe it will work in the winter, especially on this lake. They love ocean fruit. And then my left hand rod, that is actually the same distance again, but it's just short of a hole. Now there's an island, and then about 11 to 12 foot out there's a hole. Random hole. I don't know where it came from or what made it, but that is a hole there. I'm not entirely sure if they just dug it out or the carp dug it out, not sure, but it's very silty in there. So last time I was here, I actually figured out if I drop off about a couple of feet from it, there's a nice firm area, you're not in any horrible silt, and you get bites. So that's why I've put it there. That is on a lead clip as well. Oh, I forgot to mention my middle one is also on a lead clip. So nothing complicated about that. I just forgot to mention it. And then again, they're both on Ronnie rigs as well. Yeah, forgot that as well. Oh, I'm really forgetting here. Yeah, anyway, that hook bait is a red lobster wafter tipped off a plastic corn. I wouldn't normally use red lobsters like wafters or bottom baits in the winter, but I do think that there will be a chance to get a bite on that. It's a very, very good bait, but again, it's an oily bait, so I wouldn't use too much of it in the winter. But as a hook bait, I think I can get away with it. I've done it in the past and I've had bites. Last year, I had multiple runs in February, so yes, it is a good bait to try on here in the winter. Also, I'm putting a spot mix over the top. I normally would fish like solid bags or something like that, maybe, you know, a few baits over a rod or something, but I know they love a good old mix in here. and I've prepared a nice winter spod mix. That's made up of hemp, sweet corn, crushed up walnut boilies, because that is more of a winter boilie, and I do think they're going to eat more of that. That's why most of it is made up of that. And then on top of that, I've also put some 15mm ocean fruits, but only a few, because again, it's a fish meal and I don't really want to put too much in. I'm just worried that it's not going to have any sort of flavour to it, because the oils might get trapped by the cold. So I'm just making sure I put less in, I suppose. I've also got some ocean fruit 6mm pellets in there as well, just to add something different into it as well. They love pellets in here, and there's quite a few roach, and they'll probably eat most of the pellets and hemp, but having a mixture of pellet, particle and boilie in here seems to make the fishing easier for yourself. Seems to get them moving a little bit more. They feed a lot more on the bait, you get a lot more bites on it. I found that if you fish just boilies, you will get bites, but you'll get less of them. But if you've got a nice spod mix made up of all sorts on here, it really gets them going. I've also added some walnut glug to that as well, just to add an extra attraction to it, as well as add a bit of liquid to it as well, because it does sort of dry off a little bit. You don't want to get that hemp too dry, because it'll flow otherwise. So you want to make sure that there's some liquid or glug in there as well, definitely, because otherwise you have that problem. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this session. It's looking good. The water looks proper clear as well, and yeah, and the wind is sort of trickling down and looks really nice. You know, everything's in on the spot. They all got brilliant drops on them, all the rods, so I'm happy. So hopefully something will happen soon. It'd be nice to get a day bite, but we'll see. We will see. Give it a couple of hours, and then I might top up each spot with an extra spom, just to add a bit more extra flavour into the area. But until then, I'm just going to see what happens, and hopefully something happens on the carp front and I'll get something on this session. Well, it's been a few hours and nothing's really happened, so I haven't got huge amounts to report on the old fishing front. Haven't seen anything jump, seen nothing at all really, not even a roach jump out. That's quite unusual for this lake. But I do know they've taken out quite a lot of the roach and a few of the smaller carp as well recently, so maybe that's why I can't see as many jumping as this time over anyway. But usually when there's something jumping, you're a bit more happier that you're in the right area, but nothing. It's been quiet, really. I've had a few indications, but that's about it. Nothing to say that I'm in the right area at all. But I do know this lake, and I do know that this is a good area normally. And I should get at least one for my efforts. I mean on a good spot, I've got good baits, everything I'm happy with, everything is perfect, exactly what I want, and I thought I had something by now, even a 10-pounder or something, one of the smaller carp in here or something, you know, maybe a mid-double or something like that by now. Now I've taken out some of the smaller carp, but no, zero action. But we'll see. There is about 2 hours until it gets dark, so I might get a bite, you never know. This swim is more of an evening, night, and like really early morning. Some reason during the day nothing happens until an hour or two before it gets dark, and then you get one, and then you start getting a few overnight, and then like you might get one left in the morning, one more take in this swim, which happened before. When I filmed here last, that's what happened. I had to take literally about an hour or two before it got dark, and then I had one literally as it was turning light in the morning. So that might just happen again. It might just be a repeat of that. Maybe I've just got to wait. Maybe I'm, you know, thinking that it's going to happen and it's going to kick off, and it's not. So I'm just going to hope that something happens soon. I'm just going to make as many cups of tea as possible, drink it all down, and hopefully the carpiness of having a tea will get me a bite. I don't know. I'm going to try everything on this session. But yeah, I'm hopeful for a bite, but we'll see. If I don't get anything in the next couple of hours, then hopefully in the morning I'll have something to show. Well, it's been a tough session so far. Nothing has happened, and then suddenly out of nowhere a little change has made a difference, and I've managed to catch myself a 21 common, so I'm well happy with this. I can't believe it. At least I've had something. A 20 as well, first 20 of this year as well, so that's really good. This was on the Snowman, ocean fruit bottom bait, pimped up a little bit, tipped off of the pink 12mm all-nut pop-up. Yes, can't believe it. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm amazed that I've actually managed to catch something. Gave me a hell of a scrap as well, this carp. Proper beat me up. Yeah, can't believe it. Well, I'm gonna get this carp back and I'm gonna show you exactly what I did to catch this carp. So let's get him back. Well, it's been about an hour since I slipped that carp back. Going into evening, I didn't see a single carp jump. Nothing happened. And this morning, still nothing. Last night I didn't even hear anything. I did try and have a look, but obviously it's at night. You can't really see huge amounts, but you can sort of hear any kind of splashing. Nothing. Zero. You know, obviously I didn't get a take. Nothing was happening. No, a couple of indications, but that's about it. So I was a bit worried this morning. So yeah, I was not sure what to do next. I wasn't quite, I don't know, I just couldn't figure it out what to do. I was happy with the spots, I was happy with the baits. I was waiting to see which bait would go off, and then maybe I would change all to that. That's why I decided to pick 3 different hook baits to, 3 different spots. And no, nothing happened on those. But about 8 o'clock, I saw a carp jump on the island to my left, and it jumped right in the centre, like bang on the centre, really close to the island, like a foot or 2 from the island. So I thought, okay, what am I going to do? I've seen a carp jump, first one I've seen since I've arrived. 24 hours in, nothing. I've got to do something. So I brought in the one with the snowman on it, and I will cast it out towards the island, and it landed right on where the carp jumped out. So I decided, instead of spomming, because I didn't know the wraps or anything, and after it took me a little while to sort of figure it out, I decided instead just to put a few ocean fruit 15mm over the top. Just a few, 2 handfuls, 40 bait, something like that. I didn't want to put too much out, and I wasn't sure if it was going to happen or not. 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes, and boom, bite. I couldn't even get a chance to get the camera out there and film it. It was absolutely, went ballistic. It went right round the corner. The actual part of the island is actually in the next swim, really. It's that sort of water. There's no one in there, So I'm fishing in there, obviously in that water, but he sort of took me around the corner. So I had to walk around the corner to go and get it. And around the corner there is a cement block with a pipe on it. And that is for if the water gets too far up, it drops into the pipe. But the cement block has sharp edges on it. And I have been snapped off on the other lake, as well as this lake. So yeah, I was like, no, don't go around it. And then I somehow managed to get it away from that area. And then it just constantly went up and down the margins and wouldn't come in. And every time I tried to bring it in, it went ballistic. All he wanted to do was sit in front of me and do nothing. So I had to keep it moving. But eventually I got it in the net and I was really happy. I thought it was a lot bigger. To be honest, I thought it was a lot bigger, but it will do. It is a fish, it's a carp, it's something, you know. It's been so hard to catch on this session, to try and catch anything. I'm just glad I've caught something. But sort of the last 2 months I haven't even been carp fishing. I've been fishing for pike. I'm trying to catch something at least. I thought there was no point in going carp fishing at all. But a few people have had a few from different lakes, so you know, maybe I didn't put enough effort in. But yeah, it was good just to get something. I've recast the rod. I didn't land exactly on the money. I landed about 2 foot back from the island, which is still good, but it's not exactly where I cast it last time. You know, 2 minutes in and it went off, but since I've recast it, it's been in about 10 minutes and nothing's happened, so I'm going to reel it in. But no, I put a few baits over the top, exactly the same as I did before. I'm not going to spom over it, I'm just going to keep it the same. That carp was absolutely freezing cold as well, so they're not as warm as I thought they would be, even though the water has been, you know, much warmer recently. Apparently it's like 7.1 at the moment, so that's pretty cold still. So I think I'm just glad I've caught something, and now the rod's back out and on the money, sort of. I'm gonna sit back and sort of see what happens the next couple of hours. I've got the rest of the day, so hopefully something happens again. If not, I'm well happy with that.
I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart.
Well, I'm afraid that is it. That's the end of my session. Nothing else to report, nothing happened. I had an indication, that was about it. But at least I've had a lovely 20. First one of this year as well, I'm well happy with that. That is really, really good. But I did think this morning that I was going to blank. I honestly thought I was. So it's made me happy anyway. That's all I wanted, was just to catch. So all I've got to say is thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.